are you today? As you know, once you come to this channel, it's always about, a better lifestyle. I try to come up with topics and information that can better you in having a much better lifestyle, a better, more improved quality lifestyle. Today, well, as you can already see, the topic was divorce is not fun. And let's see here. Let me make sure that our computer is not failing us, right? We have to ensure that the sound is going through appropriately. And how are you guys been doing? I hope that, you know, all is well and wonderful and that you're having the best time of your life and everything that you're dreaming and hoping and praying for that they are coming through just fine. Let's see.
Just fine.
Okay.
See, just fine.
Okay. All right. So we are on. Sound is working perfectly. Okay. So as I said, I put as a picture, I just wrote down, divorce is not fun. And I said as a topic, let's talk about the saints and sinners. The reason I put it like that is because a lot of times people get it wrong. They often think that when we're talking about divorce, for example, in this case, it's meant for other people. For some reason, some of us, I guess I can say delusional, some of us can be a bit delusional because we're thinking that the negative things or the challenging things that may happen to one's life is only meant for the other. It's not meant for you. It can't happen to you. No, there's not a thing that cannot happen to you. It doesn't happen to you because it wasn't part of your journey. It wasn't part of the plan, the grand plan. It wasn't part of it. But it isn't impossible. I mean, people who's been married for 50, 60 years even get divorced. So let alone for us who's been for some of us who've been married for 10, 5, 3, 2, or even 3 months. So it just can be anyone because a lot of times people make the mistake of when they see their brothers and sisters are going through something and they turn around and they say, "Oh, pray about it. What happened? You didn't pray. You didn't read your Bible. You didn't go to church. That's what happened. You shouldn't stop church. If you stop church, that's what happened." That's not true. Things happen to the ones who go to church and to the ones who don't go to church. So these things happen because they are a part of life. They are part of being here on planet Earth, you know? Don't let, if you should be one who is going through this situation right now, and unfortunately, as this is kind of like becoming a season of divorce, everyone is like throwing their marriage in the air, and people unfortunately in this lifestyle no longer want to fight for what they want and for the promises they made. They just want to you know just quit, you know and of course, by that, I'm not condoning if you're having a harsh time in a marriage where someone is mistreating you to stay. But what I'm saying is, if you like ketchup and they give you mustard, that's not really a reason to get divorced. But if when you bring mustard instead of mayo and they knock you in your face, they slap you and kick you down, then that may be perceived as a reason to walk away because now you're talking about your life being in danger. You're talking about your well being not being in a safe environment. So that could be a reason. Because if someone hits you today in your face or on your body, You don't know what else they might utilize to hit you with tomorrow. So it is definitely serious. If you know you're going through this, to seek for help, you know, reach out to some of the shelters, some of the organizations that are there for that. And I don't have to l- give you anything specific because Google is always there to tell people, hey, listen, this is what's in your neighborhood right now. Um, so, you just Google whatever it is that you're looking for. But to, we convene to a topic. It's just that, I don't want I don't want to see you going through a rough time and when you don't have support and for people to come and attack you, especially people that are of the church. I'm sorry to say it like that, but it's the reality, it's the truth. Like a lot of times when you're in a church, it's like the minute something happens, instead of having a conversation about it, people tend to send you to go pray. They send you to go to what do you call that again? To go pray about your sins. It must be something that you did. It must be something that you've done. That's why if you can't have children, it's because maybe you did something. Well, not always. Sometimes the person could be having a medical situation, something they didn't see early enough in their lives to correct, and it ended up growing to become worse, to turn into something else. So a lot of times, you have the saints always want to put people down when their life seemed to be okay on the outside. And then all of a sudden, that same saint, next thing you know, they're the one getting divorced too, you know? And I'm not saying that to pick on anyone, any saint right now who's, getting divorced, because I know, as I said, a lot of people are getting divorced in this period. And again, when we're talking about, the retrograde that was going on earlier, uh, of course, when people get divorced, it hopefully it is something that's been ongoing and they realize they are no longer able to put their egos aside and fix the situation. Um, but that also bring an element of confusion when it comes to communication. And this is why sometimes I encourage people, learn about your culture, learn about who you are, what you are, where you've been, because a lot of times we live life, everybody's just going about their business. They're just running up and down, going, clock in, run out, go to overtime, come back here, go to the second job, pick up the children, drop the children. It's like no one has the time to really sit down, think, just like sit back and reflect or just meditate a bit about my life. Okay, what is it? What am I missing in my life? What is it that I want to learn? Where do I need to go? It's like sometimes, we need to learn to take a break, to stop and reflect and realize what is going on in life instead of awaiting a situation where we are forced to sit back and reflect. So, with that said, it's just know that divorce is just not fun. It's not cute. It's very traumatic. It's something that when you go through it, you're not gonna forget that you went through this situation. It's something that happened to you. It's something that transpired in your life. And a lot of times it happened at a time that people did not even plan. Sometimes you didn't even know you had problems with the person. And all of a sudden, one day they wake up and they're like, "Oh, you know what? I don't want to be here. I want to be somewhere else. I met someone, and I think this person is better." Especially for men, Um, it just like sometimes it's just overnight. It's like an overnight decision. You know, it's just an overnight decision. It's not something that they ponder on. They like, okay, let's talk about it. Let's see what can be done about it. It's none of that. It's just overnight. It happened. One, two, three, boom. Okay, I gotta go. So This is something that's very serious because it's life changing. You know, it's gonna bring you and take you to places that you weren't in before. It's gonna force you to learn about things in life that you never learned in life before, that you may ever even wanted to learn before, you know? And sometimes it's very similar to a loss, like a death. You know, it's very similar to that. I know it's like a very high comparison, but it does make sense because when you separating, when you're divorcing, this is a lot of times, this is not someone you're gonna have coffee with tomorrow. This is not someone who's gonna be on your Rolodex like a friend, unless you really learn to set aside your differences and have an honest conversation and realize, okay, where did we go wrong? Okay, sometimes you go so wrong that you can't come back to your decision. Um, but sometimes, you know, it's a loss. It's tragic. You know, it's painful, and all that. Sometimes it doesn't happen the same moment. It's like as time goes by and you keep, your emotions are changing. First you were like in shock, you were just like, haha, that's not true, this is not happening to me, oh my god. This is not happening, and next thing you know, oh my god, I can't believe he did that. I can't believe, how dare she do something like that. And then next thing you know, oh my God, I just hate him. I just hate her. How can she be? How could he do that? No, that's not possible. And then the next thing you know, it's, oh my God, why is this happening to me? Why me? Oh my God, and you just want to die. So there's different process of this thing. There's different you know, every time it's something different. There are different stages, you know. It's a process that you must go through to be able to function again the way perhaps you used to function before. So it it is definitely a very stressful situation. So when you're in it, if you must go through it, be sure to find yourself a supportive community versus one who's going to be beating on you and, you know, and bullying you and trying to force you to go back to someone who did didn't work out, who's not good for you, you know. Deep inside you always know what's best for you, but because sometimes we are surrounded by other folks whom we rely on, who we depend on, who we look highly, you know, we regard them highly and we value their opinions. And sometimes some of them do not know how to properly use that power and they abuse it. How, how can you imagine a woman in a relationship who's being abused, and when she expressed her sentiments, her concerns with her pastor, and the pastor tell her, don't worry about it. It's just because he loves you. He hates you because he loves you. So he's jealous. He doesn't want to lose you. Yeah, maybe in some delusional mind you could think that way. But in reality, if that was his daughter, would that be the advice that he would give her? I doubt it. Maybe if that's his son, yeah, he could give an advice like that to the woman. But when once it is his daughter, you know, it's their daughter, they wouldn't say something like that. So just know that, you know, it seems like you're alone, but deep inside you're not alone. There is a community for everyone out there. There's a community for the person who feel abused. There's a community for the person who feel abandoned. You know, there's a community for the person who feel like they're the black sheep. There's a community. So now more than ever we have access to everything, so you just got to make sure to always look for the community that's going to support you. If you're sitting at a table and there's no love being shared with you, You sitting at the table, everybody's talking to everyone else and they don't talk to you. I mean, why are you still there? If you're in a home, everyone is having a good time except for you, why are you there? Maybe it's not the community for you. Maybe you belong somewhere else. You could be in your own home, in your parents' home, and they don't treat you like anything. They don't treat you like you matter. And then when you look around you, you see your siblings. They don't treat your siblings like that. Maybe there's an auntie that wants you at their house. There's an uncle that would prefer to have you at their house. Move on. Sometimes we hold on too tightly to things that just don't work. You know, as quote unquote sinners, sometimes we look up, we take these sinners, we take these saints, we regard them too highly that we take them as God. They're not God. They're going through the same thing that you're going through. They they can get divorced too. They can get beat up too. They can get abandoned too. It's just today is not the day for them. Today is your day. It's you that's going through it. But that doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't make you a no good person because of that. It just makes you human. It makes you a creature in life. That's all. So you shouldn't beat on yourself. You shouldn't abandon yourself. You shouldn't allow anyone to cause any harm to you, cause you any further mistreatments because, you know, you're not like them, because you're not willing to run your life the way they run their lives. You have your own ways of doing things. Don't let anyone abuse you that way. It is what it is in life, but you don't have to quit on yourself. You don't have to give up. You don't have to abandon. Sometimes things happen, and if you must be one of those one that goes through it, maybe it's an opportunity to open to get a new career or to expand your career. Maybe you always wanted to travel and you kept saying that, and you always find this relationship a burden on your traveling because maybe the person you're with, they don't like to fly, they don't like to drive, they don't like anything that you like. You don't even know how you ended up with them. So maybe this is a way to set you free, to allow you to just get out there and be yourself, do the things that you missed out on doing. Maybe you married so early. Some people get married by the time the minute they turn 18, they're already married. So maybe you never had a life of your own. You married by the time you're 18, by the time before you turn 19, you already have one or two children, and it's like you never got to live your life. So maybe this is it. Maybe your kids are all grown now, and this is an opportunity for you to focus on your career or to start a new one. Or maybe to have the one you always wanted to have. Maybe you never had the chance to go to school and, be that designer you wanted to be that writer, be that painter, because nobody wanted to support you. They thought it was a waste of time. But deep inside, you had all the talents necessary to be successful. But because no one supported you, so you didn't do it. So maybe now is the time. Now is the time. Um, it could be an opportunity to get rid of all the negativity in your life. Maybe all these what do you call them, the in-laws, maybe they were terrible to you. They were never nice, they were never um good to you, and you just couldn't get rid of them. So hey, now is a great opportunity for you to just get rid of them, and you can get rid of them with no issues, because you know what, you're no longer together. So you don't have to continue going to their Thanksgiving and Christmas that you disliked anyway. Mm. Guys, I'm drinking this tea. It is so good. If you care to know, it's just cinnamon sticks, some bay leaves, and some turmeric. but actually I'm using the powdered turmeric. So once I boil the tea, with the cinnamon stick and the bay leaves, and then I add some sugar, some brown sugar or um, sugar cane, whatever sugar you have, and then you let it boil a little bit more with the sugar, and then you pour it, in your mug, and maybe you put in the mug prior to pouring it. You put like maybe a teaspoon of turmeric. It depends on your tolerance because turmeric can be a little bit strong on taste. So if you put too much, you might not be able to drink it. So maybe like you could try, half a teaspoon or a teaspoon, to see how it tastes like, to see if you like it. If you can take more, then you take more. And turmeric is good for inflammation, pain, um, overall health. There's a lot of good properties. And if you check the blog, Sister Talk blog.com, I think. I haven't been on there for a minute. But if you check the blog, Sister Talk, if you just Google Sister Talk and talk, that's TOK, not talk like talking, TOK. So sister, not sister. You just put that on Google, it should come up, and you could look up turmeric and it'll show you all the different things, the different properties of turmeric. Some people, you could use turmeric for a mask because it's very good on your skin. When you have dark spots or a stretch mark, or I don't want to get into it, but go on the blog and find out. But this tea is so good. Like, even my son tasted it and he's so in love with it. So I just added a little bit of um turmeric for him too, because he did had an injury a couple of days ago. So nothing major, but just since I know it's good with inflammation, so this was great. But anyway, so when you go into, just so you know, you could try that as you're listening, because this tastes so good. Like whenever you hear like the spoon, I keep a spoon in there because the turmeric, once it sits, it goes on the bottom, and I don't mind drinking it along with the powder. So I have to keep mixing it before I drink it. Otherwise, all the turmeric's gonna stay on the bottom. Mm, 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 mm. I'm telling you, it's so good. And also I do make that also with ginger. Oh my God, so good, so good. I love tea, so we could talk for the rest of the day, like all about tea. All right, so yeah, this could be an opportunity for you to find your passion or new passions. Maybe you always wanted to volunteer to help out your country, or if you come from somewhere else, or maybe you wanted to go to another country to serve. Hey, here's the opportunity, you know. Um, and again, as I was saying, like, this could be a great opportunity. Maybe the friends of your partner, they were very negative and stupid. Sometimes some people marry someone and you didn't realize their friends were such jerks. They drink and fart and burp and smoke, and like, I'm talking in a bad way. I'm not talking someone who just like smoking their cigarette or their little weed or whatever. I'm talking people who just nasty. Like the minute they come, the stench. You just say hello to them. If you're too close, the stench stays on you and you take it everywhere else you go. And they have very nasty attitude. Like, maybe those folks, you couldn't get rid of them earlier. They always had to come to your house and you had to cook for them, clean up after them. So maybe this is a good opportunity to be like, hey, you know what? I'm free. I don't have to deal with your cheap friends anymore, your greedy friends who just come and eat my food and always borrowing money and never pay back. So there's a bunch of things you can associate it with. um because obviously it was not perfect, because if it were perfect, you wouldn't probably have a divorce, you know? So if it is, work it to your advantage. Because a lot of times, when people are going to a divorce, that's what happens. They don't make it work to their advantage. Sometimes people lament so hard, but we've been together all these years. That's the person who took my virginity. That's all. So what? Move on. The person is not talking about you that way. Obviously, they don't care. If they did care, they wouldn't be partying, They wouldn't be leaving you while in the midst of you getting cancer, in the midst of you losing your job. You have some people in your life, the minute you lose your life and they start being stink, they start being nasty, they start being every type of things that you disgusted and anyone else used to see before. So this is a great opportunity for you to realize that, thank God, this is now. And this is one thing that I work sometimes with my clients and I say, thank God it's now. Because imagine this person who wanted to divorce you 20 years later, when maybe you would have been like 85 or 90 years old, when you couldn't even understand certain things, when you would have been really in need of a person, and that's when they dump you like you don't even matter. So maybe today you're 30 years old, maybe you even 25 years old, maybe you 40, maybe you 60, maybe you 50, no matter how old you are. If they divorcing you today, or if they doing things for you to divorce them, now is the best time. How else, how do you want to hear it? How else you want me to say it? Now is the best time, because if they don't do it now, they were going to do it anyway, any other time. They could have done it at a time where things were even worse, where you just find out you have stage 3 cancer. Your mother just died. Your sister just lost her twins. Your brother just got a car accident and is on life support. Your father needs a kidney. Your auntie, has been kidnapped or disappeared. No one can find her. And then they find a body, organ trafficking. I mean, like, it could have been a number of things. And I know this just sounds like crazy. It sounds like no way. Trust me, there have come, there has been situation where things like that have happened to people, where everything was just falling apart. Like, everything was just falling apart. And that's when the person decides to just walk away, to start playing stupid, dumb games that can really damage someone's art, to someone's heart. So if today they decide to do so, then today is the best day for it. So do what you need to do. Take time to for self-reflection. Take time to sit back and realize who you are, what you are. Create new boundaries, because maybe people used to just show up at your house without calling, and they just come and they just shop in your fridge. They just take your food and go home. They come and take your clothes, and you don't even want them to do that, but they just came and they just did it because you didn't know how to tell them no. You didn't know how to tell them, I don't think so. You know, I've had people in my life, because in my life, in my life, because I'm a person who's giving. I don't mind giving you everything. Like, here, you can have this, you can have that. You know, um, the thing that I respect the most is, I just don't like to give you what someone else gave me. But today, I'm okay with it. I could give you something someone gave me. But there are certain things you have that are not for giving someone else. And so because they knew that, they would try to like manipulate the situation and always try to use me and be like, oh my God, the minute they go, oh my God, that's a beautiful hat. Oh my God, you don't wear hats anyway. I want it. I'm taking it. But no, I didn't say you can take it. I didn't say you can have it. I didn't even offer it to you. Why you think you can just come and take it? Like, why is it that you think you deserve it more than I do? While I'm the one who actually took the time to go to the store and get it. Does that mean that you're the one who deserve the beautiful things, the shiny things? They should belong to you, and me, I'm just like, I just don't deserve it? Explain this to me. And when I did that to, a couple of them, and it kind of hit home, it kind of hit their, maybe their backbone or something, like it hit their spine. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. You can't just come and empty my home, and it's not like you're giving me anything. At least I could say, all right, so at least, she takes the radio, she gave me a TV, so we good. She took my fan, but she fixed my AC. Yeah, okay, makes sense. But you don't give me nothing, and you just wanna, every time I see you, you know, and you just come to take and take and take. You bring nothing, but you just come to take. So sometimes, situations like that can allow you to recreate yourself, to be a better person, a bigger person than you were before, because sometimes, we're afraid to be fully who we are, because we just don't know how people going to react, and sometimes we're not fit to understand, to skip people's reaction. Sometimes it's like we, I don't want to say rely on it, but it's kind of like we rely on it. We rely on their opinions to survive, It's not true. You don't. You only need yourself to survive, because once you don't have yourself, that's it. You're not here. So the um the people in your life, they're just like the icing on the cake, and you're the cake. So, it's like a tree. You're the roots and they're the branch. So if, or maybe God is your root, depending on your belief, you could say God is your root and you're the tree and the friends are the branches. So without the branches, the tree is still there, but without the tree, there are no branches. And without the roots, definitely no tree. So take time to recreate yourself. Maybe you need to take better care of yourself. You always wanted to um you always wanted to change your hairstyle, and you never got the opportunity to do so. And you always were being a miser because you had a family. You were trying to be kind and nice, so you never wanted to spend too much money on yourself. So maybe this is a great opportunity for you to be like, listen, it's time for me. I'm going to take care of myself financially, physically, emotionally. I'm going to make sure that I become me, you know and sometimes too, it sounds rough, but sometimes after a divorce, you got to remember why you got divorced. Because sometimes if you don't remember why you got divorced, you walk right back into that same situation again with someone else. So you got to remind yourself, okay, the reason I divorced is because this person disrespected me, and this is the way they treated me, this is what they've done, this is what they did, and I will never do that again. you know so you remind yourself, you say, hey, listen, I will never allow someone to ever treat me this way again. I'll never allow someone to call me this and call me that and do this to me and do that to me, and that's it. you know Discover yourself, rediscover yourself, be you, love you. Maybe all this time you were serving people, and you were serving your husband, your wife, your children. You never had time to take care of yourself. You never had time to kind of, i don't want to go I don't want to go extreme, but you never had time to worship you. You worshiped everybody else, but you never had time to worship you. So it's time to glorify you, glorify your body, praise your body, praise yourself, praise your beauty, praise your eyes. You know, be glad you are you. You are you in this body. And if you weren't taking care of yourself, get up and start taking care of yourself. Maybe it's time for you to get a new cut. Maybe it's time for you to wear your naturals, because that person never liked your naturals. They changed you. They made you become a different person. They had you put on a perm, burning your scalp, burning your damn brain, if needed be. You know, Whatever it takes for you to be someone else, that's what they made you become. They never allowed you, they never empowered you, they never supported you into being yourself. So, you know, take the good side of it. Don't focus on the negativity or, oh my God, I'm all alone. Who's gonna want somebody with kids? Who's gonna, no, that's not what it's about. You know, that's not what it's about. Don't focus on no anger. Don't focus on animosity. Don't focus on grudges. Don't focus on none of that negativity. Just the minute this happens, start focusing on yourself. Start taking care of yourself. Start doing the things that you always needed to do for yourself, but you never got to do. You know, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how much beauty is hidden under all those sweaters, under all this hair, under those scarves, under those hats. You know, you'll be surprised the beauty that's hidden and waiting to be discovered and rediscovered. So it's just, you know, it's just a stage. It's just a stage. Things happen. You're gonna be mad, you're gonna be angry, you're gonna be even feeling like you wanna go insane. But you know what? It's just part of it. It's part of the process. Go through the process. Sometimes some of us try to skip the process, so it's like trying to take shortcuts to get you where you need. No, there's no need for it. Maybe today you feel like crying. You feel like staying in bed and cry. Hey, stay in bed. I don't say cry all day because that will give you a nasty headache. But if you want to cry, maybe give yourself 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Although even that to me is a lot. Give yourself 5 minutes and cry. Go take a shower and cry. Sometimes when you're going through a tough time, I tell people just allow yourself to just cry in the shower. Because right there you can wash your face, and when you come out from under the water, you come out brand new. So don't sit there and get crying over your beautiful pillows and your beautiful sheets on your bed, and just now you got to change the sheet. You crying so much the entire thing is wet. And no, just allow yourself, if it's got to be like 1 minute every hour, do so. Just take that 1 minute and be angry, be mad, be sad, be whatever you want to be, but let it be 1 minute. However, you can support it. Maybe you need five, but I'm just saying, don't overdo it. Don't don't kill yourself. Don't overdo it. Because sometimes, people just want to like, leave me alone. I don't want to do nothing. Because you know what? You're beating on yourself. You're thinking, oh my God, what is wrong with me? Is it because I gained weight? Is it because of the stretch marks? Is it because I'm aging? Is it because of the marks, the bags in the mind? Why it's gotta be that? Why isn't it because they're blind? That's why they're leaving you. Why is it not because they're mean, because they're um whatever they are, you know? And they don't have to be anything anyway. They could just be just another body who's living this body to go to catch another body, you know? So don't focus on those things. If you're thinking of things that are bringing you down, then you're thinking of the wrong things. So try not to focus on these things. Find better things to think about. Find better things to dream about. Find better things to ponder on, to dream of, you know? But don't focus on those things that are kicking you while you're down. So emotionally this is exhaustive, it's draining, but don't let it win. Don't let it win. So it gets hard. It gets hard, and it feels like it's even harder when people around you are like, oh, you're so stupid. You always make stupid decisions. Of course, what the heck were you thinking marrying this fool? We told you so. People will tell you all kind of crap to make themselves feel big, to make themselves feel better. But you don't have to worry about them. All you need to worry about you, how you feel. Do you feel better? Are you getting to where you need to get to? That's all that matters. Okay? When you get up in the morning, breathe. Don't rush into doing 1,000 things just so you don't have to think about your divorce or the divorce. You don't have to rush into trying to please everybody else, trying to tell everybody else about it so you could feel like okay, you don't owe anybody any explanation. This is only about you. This is about how you feel, how you are, you know, what you need to do, handling what you need to do. So, this is not about them. This is about you for once. You know, some days you may get up, the feelings will be so intense that you feel like your heart is going to pop out of your chest. But it's not what it is. It's just a process. We all have sinners and saints in our lives. You may be this or you may be that. But no matter what it is, we have to learn empathy. Because without empathy, that's why we become bullies, to bully others, even when they're already in pain. It's not a matter of regrets or remorse, but think of it as a matter of an opportunity. Just like a job you go to, you were good at it, you were giving it your best, and boom, they drop you. They keep all the lazies, and you who was working so hard, you're the one they dropped. So don't kill yourself. It's an opportunity. Maybe you open your own business, and now your business is gonna do so well that some of them you're gonna be the one training them when you're doing your workshops. They're gonna be the one as coming to your workshop to find out how did you make so much money so quickly in such a short amount of time. So focus on you. You can survive. You can survive this. For some of us, we've been to worse than that and we survived. So it's not a divorce that you can't survive. I was going to say a little divorce, but sometimes I know they get big and the event itself is a big event. So, but I just wish that you would listen. Don't be so scared. Don't be so self-abusive. Don't be so quick to give up on yourself because you are worth it. You are worth fighting for. You are worth um, receiving some of the most beautiful things in life. It just sometimes it doesn't happen the way that you thought it would happen. Maybe it required that divorce. So now you're gonna meet that perfect person. You're gonna meet that sweet, kind, and wonderful man. So now you know their values because you've gotten some defected product before. So now that you get the original product, you know how to treat it right. You understand? You can survive this. You can survive this. You can fall in love with yourself again. You can embrace yourself again. It's okay if you gotta go through loss, you gotta go through shock, to denial, to grief, to anger, to through sadness, to anxiety, depression, whatever it is that you gotta go through it. But while going through it, don't give up. Remember that you matter. Remember that you're important. Remember that you are loved and accepted There's a community waiting for you. It's just a matter of time of you finding it. There's always someone who loves and cares about you so much, but somehow other people may be in the way. They may try so hard to mislead you or mislead the other person, but whatever that's yours will be yours until the end of time. Um, let go of the things that are not working for you. Let go of the words that are not favorable to you. Let go of the feelings, the sentiments that are making you more anxious. Let go. Let go of anything that's not for you. If you are with someone, they should respect you, they should love you, accept you, embrace you, raise you up in the air like you matter, lift you up in prayer. They should just be there for you. And when that doesn't happen, it's not your person. So going through a divorce, it's just another event, it's just another funeral that you must attend, you know, and that's it. So deliberate yourself from all this pain. Get up, stand up, rise up, make a decision on how you're going to transition into a better life. It doesn't have to be worse. Sometimes some people get out of a divorce, they lose their home, they lose their savings, they lose any and everything they ever own. But that's okay. That's okay. You can get back up again. You can get back up again. You can heal. You can become the person that you were always meant to be. It doesn't have to be a quit. It doesn't have to be a, giving up. It doesn't have to be anything that it doesn't have to be. Just be you. Be patient. Heal. Heal. Heal from all of this. You may not experience it like someone else experienced it. Maybe someone else when they had it, they partied. They like, oh, thank God, I'm leaving this sucker, or he cheated on me, so now I'm gonna party like an animal. And maybe that's not your trademark. That's not your journey. That's not your path. Everyone is different. So because other people party when that happened to them doesn't mean that you need to do the same. It's just that something happened, and now, hey, you gotta be resilient to move into the next stage. People find all kind of reasons to be miserable. You don't have to be one of them. So, you know, handle your business, stand up tall, keep your head up, because it's not the end of it. There's so much more that life has in store for you. Um, an unequal marriage is not one of them. Is not what you're looking for. Sometimes, you went into it too quick, you went into it too early, you were too young, or, you know, maybe you were aging, you became desperate, you jump into it, you gave that person too much credit. A lot of times, that's what happened. We give people too much credit. We became so naive because we give them too much credit. You're not naive because you're always naive, but you became naive because you gave them too much credit. You just believe because you're a nice person, then they're a nice person too. Because you wouldn't do this, then automatically you believe they won't do this to you. You won't steal their money, then automatically you think they won't steal your money. You won't leave them one day you have no money, no job, automatically you think they're gonna be doing the same for you. But only to find out by the time you lose your job, they were already at the door. Or they have all kind of comments, all kind of fighting arguments, all kind of not fighting fighting words, you know, um shady, you know, just to make you feel something, to make you feel like you're unequal, like they're better, like they're bigger, like, you know, but that's because they're empty. They're empty. And they, instead of dealing with their own issues, their own problems, they're trying to throw it at you, or they're trying to use you to cover their void. But every gallon has their own top. Every bucket have their own top. You cannot take the top of a bucket to put it on a bowl. It's not going to work because each one has their own size. They have their own top. They have their own cover. So when they take you and they try to make you fit in into a big hole, the hole just swallow you, or it just keep, spilling you out because you don't belong there. So I'm just saying, stop killing yourself over things that didn't work, that probably were never meant to work. Just focus on yourself. Be yourself. This is an opportunity for you to be yourself 100%. Maybe the reason you fall into this situation is because you weren't yourself. You were trying to please your parents. You were trying to please your children. You were trying to please somebody. And now that person you were trying to please didn't even bother to try to please you. They went about living their own lives. So be yourself. Don't let anybody talk you out of your blessings. Don't let anybody talk you out of your own life, out of your beauty. Don't let anybody talk you out of them. You know, people may try to be all dramatic, or they try to hold you back, from doing any drastic change that's not going to benefit them. But there comes a time in life you got to shake people off of you, just like ticks on a dog. You got to shake them off and go about your life. Because if you don't do that, if you're unwilling to do that, you're going to keep suffering for the rest of your life. You're always going to live a life where it's about them, never really about you. And they're going to keep living a life about themselves, never about you. So imagine living a life where nothing is for you, no one is for you, not even yourself is for you. Everything and everyone is for everyone else, not you. So you gotta shake it off. You gotta be about you. You gotta be about, like they say, your father's business. You gotta be about what's important, what makes sense to you. And sometimes it might not even make sense to you. Imagine after a divorce, you don't have much money, the little bit of money, and all of a sudden you get a gut feeling of just packing your stuff and take all your money and relocate to Dubai, relocate to Africa somewhere, relocate to um I don't know, the Caribbean or something, you know, all of a sudden it's like you just get a feeling, and you just get a very strong feeling that this is what you need to do. And sometimes it's because it's always been on the back of your head. That's something you always wanted to do. Maybe you always wanted to raise your family in the Caribbean, and the person, your partner, maybe never wanted to do that. So here's your chance, you know. So you do what you have to do. I just wanted to touch that subject a bit because right now a lot of people, as I said, are getting divorced. It's like the season of divorce or something. And others are being intimidated, maybe they wanted to divorce and now they can't divorce. They just like, oh my God, um, if so and so get divorced, maybe I can get divorced. Or if so and so get divorced, now I'm scared to get divorced because it's like, what's going on? It's like, is you just never know. It's like just know, no matter how high you are, you can always fall. And the higher you are, sometimes when you fall, it hurts harder, right? So just be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Don't rush into things. Don't rush into doing anything that you don't need to do. Um, no matter what it is that you need to do, it can always wait. If you need to eat, it can wait. If you need to drink, it can wait. I'm not saying you're gonna wait 2, 3 days to drink some water, but I'm saying no matter what it is in life that you're doing, it can wait. It's not life threatening. It's not like it's a gunshot wound. And even a gunshot wound, some people sometimes you are in a situation where you have to wait. You wait, you know? So just don't kill yourself. Don't pressure yourself. Don't push yourself to be anxious. Don't bully yourself. Don't self-abuse yourself. Don't forget yourself. Honor yourself in the midst of things that don't seem to honor you. In the midst of things that hurt you, honor yourself. Still honor yourself. Even when people don't know your value, they don't know how to honor you, but you keep honoring yourself. Don't let their lack of understanding, their lack of honoring you, um, become a burden. Don't let their lack of honoring you become a heavy burden that's weighting you down and you're not able to do and be who you need to be. So there are saints and there are sinners. I don't know which one you are, but whatever it is that you are, that's what you decide to be. And no matter who you are, that you may be a saint or a sinner, you have the right to a happy life. You have the right to a good life. Don't let anybody take that away from you. Don't let anyone hold you um, in a prison of domestic violence, physical or sexual abuse, or mental, emotional, financial, whatever kind of abuse. Don't let anyone hold you in a corner abusing you and you just sit back and say nothing because you feel like it's your fault. You shouldn't have married so quickly. You shouldn't have quit your career. You shouldn't have quit your country. Don't let anyone do that to you. Make a plan. Make a plan. Day by day, make a plan. Slowly but surely, make a plan. Don't let people abuse you because you know what? Because you're disabled now. Because you're handicapped now. Because you can't walk anymore. Because you have back issues. Because you can't carry a child. Don't let anyone put you in a corner of abuse, making you feel like though you are undeserved. You are deserving of everything that was meant for you to have. You are deserving of anything that feels good, that is wonderful, that is healthy. you have the right to that too. So, saints, sinners, I don't know which one you are, but you have the right to a good life. If you're not surrounded by the right people, then find the right people that are for you. Find the people that are there to support you. Find the people that are willing to be there for you. Find the people that are willing to understand you when things are being challenged. When things are challenged to the point that you're not even sure where you stand, check yourself. Check yourself. Whatever it is that you have to go through is a season, is a temporary bump, is a temporary stop, but it's not forever. You never get to a stop sign where you can never move. You might have to stop for the stop sign, but then you gotta go. You may stop for, 5 seconds, 10, 20 seconds. You gonna have to go. Even if your car dies at the stop sign, you still gotta go. You can get a towing to come get the car. You can get your friend to pull the car. You can get neighbors. The community can push the car, but you're not gonna just sit there. You're not just gonna sit there at the stop sign for the rest of your life. You're gonna find a way to move forward. So it's the same thing, you know? Find a way to move around. Find a way to find the right thing for you. You've been there for everybody all your life. So now it's time to be there for you. Okay? So grow, grow within, grow without, grow all the way that you can. Take classes, take courses, take workshops, whatever it is that you need to take to make yourself better. You do that. Come up on top. Don't let them keep pushing you on the bottom. Come up on top. Come up on top. You can. Don't let anybody use you as a rug. They can step on you and wipe their feet whenever they feel like it. No. Come up on top. All right? I hope this works for you. I hope this supports you, supports the information you were looking for. Um, be good to yourself. Love yourself a little bit more than you did yesterday. Embrace yourself. Be that beautiful face that stares back at you in the mirror. Be sure to know her, know who she is, what she's about, where she's from, and where she's going. Don't let anyone deter you from your path. You have a specific journey, you have a specific goal, you have a specific um, destination that you need to reach. Don't let anyone take you out of it. So be good to yourself. Until next time, this is your Reverend Dr. Marie Breville. Thank you for being here. Again, be good to yourself.